And we are so back. Hi, hello. How are you? I am in a bit of a complicated situation. If you're wondering why, look at the date, then check whatever happened during this time period. If you're not watching it like the day, the month it comes out, for the year it comes out. Anyhow, a little bit of a tizzy, if you will. So, today, as per the title, we are talking about Eau de Cologne Imperial by guerlain. Arguably their first, I want to say, release that they ever did by the original, I want to say Pierre Pascal Guerlain, but I'm not sure, do not quote me on that. This is, I think, a vintage sample, but I'm not quite sure, and so it might have had a little degradation. As is, however, I will describe what I'm smelling. It could be better in a modern formulation. You know, these Eau de Cologne fragrances are very much fresh fragrances, and so they don't really take well to aging or, you know, just being, exposed or not used for a long time. So, what am I getting exactly from Eau de Cologne Imperial? I will be real, this does feel kind of degraded. There is this, I'm mostly getting a sort of mossiness to it, you know, this kind of dark green, you know, moss, very texture forward, very like not grassy per se, but you know, you could almost like feel the little wrinkles and the kind of hairs of the moss, you know, like a little bit of what the Mitsuko has in terms of texture, but here, this is mostly what you're getting. It's also like very close to the skin. Not much is happening in terms of projection. Again, probably because it's very degraded. If I want to say anything about the top notes, I'm honestly not getting anything of any particular note. Like, I would say maybe a little citrus, but no, it's just moss. And if you really like the smell of kind of gray, hesperidic moss, this might be up your alley. But, you know, I'm just not into these sort of gray, bracing, notes. There's really no citrus, no fresh aromatic herbs to balance this. You're just getting some stank on it, maybe from some musks, and this just not even overwhelming, this kind of weakened, anemic, kind of pale wan moss note that just fades from your body in a matter of, what is it, like 4 minutes now that the video is running, and I can barely even smell it now. Granted, it might be because I've sprayed quite a bit of it on my neck as well, so I might be just going anosmic to it gradually. But for me, this is a hard pass. A very hard pass. Who's going to be wearing these? God, what the fuck was that accent slip? Who's going to be wearing this? Mostly very old men who miss, quote unquote, the good old days where they were wearing, I don't know, I guess, Eau de Cologne Imperial by Guerlain in their prime, I guess. and they want to get the vintage one because they think they don't make them like they used to. They don't make them like they used to no more. No, sir. And they go and they buy this shit off eBay, and then it arrives at their house, and they're excited and ready to open their vintage batch of Eau de Cologne Imperial, and they've deluded themselves into thinking that this hasn't changed at all. But, guess what? They open it, they spray it, and they're getting an elderly fragrance on its deathbed. It's not even wailing out. It's not even telling you, look at me, smell me, I am here, I need attention. And not even like, I'm kind of here, you know, if you catch me, you'll enjoy it. No, this is a fragrance that is fading, not just physically, but mentally. It is not there. This is late stage dementia in a fragrance. It's a fog. I do not enjoy whatever this has devolved into. Like, not one bit. And I'm sure, I'm like confident that if I got a modern batch of Eau de Cologne Imperial, I would enjoy it. But this is why I made the rant, you know, vintage isn't necessarily better. This is the prime example where getting a modern version would have been leagues better than whatever this just geriatric fragrance is able to produce from its just tarry lungs. Do not, and I repeat, do not get this in its vintage formulation. I'm sorry that, like, towards the last minutes, I've just kind of devolved into rage and ranting. Maybe because I'm a little on edge, because of, you know, certain events. But as it stands, that is my review of Eau de Cologne Imperial in its vintage formulation. Please, do yourself a favor, buy modern, even if you hate LVMH. Just do it, man, okay? Thank you. Comment if you agree with me on this. If you disagree, I'd really like to hear how you tolerate this at all. Like, subscribe if you're new here. I upload very, very rarely, but when I do, you best bet it's going to be a banger. And yeah, I'll see you guys eventually.